Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 24 Creator Team with Brabham here on the PS5. Tonight, it's round 18 of our third season. We are heading to Marina Bay for the Singapore Grand Prix. And we're coming off the back of an excellent result in Baku, first and third. Couldn't quite get a 1-2 with George, just didn't quite have enough left in the end to hold off a very, very quick Lando Norris. But an excellent result nonetheless, especially considering George started from the back of the grid, having taken penalties to break in his brand new power unit. That'll be coming out of the car again today. And we'll be running the older engine for Singapore. Let's go ahead and get that swapped over now before we actually head over there. But all of those new parts have now been broken in and the penalties have now been served. So, excellent news for us there. Let's swap over parts for Oscar as well. There we go. And let's take a look at the car. So we had a brand new front wing on the car for Baku. Don't think we had the new underfloor on there, but we definitely do now. No, we must have had the new underfloor. We must have had it. Let's go into the warehouse. Yeah, it's installed on both cars. So both cars will be running, the full Mark III spec now, I believe. Let's have a look. Mark III parts all across the board. One more spare underfloor is on the way. That'll be ready just before we get to Singapore, I believe. Only got the one spare side pod, but we're good on wings, chassis, one spare suspension as well. We've got no more upgrades planned at this stage, but we may sneak one more in. As you can see, we're getting some research done now, starting to focus in a bit more consistently on next year. So major chassis changes will be affected by 30% for next season. So we are pumping our hours, our ATR hours, into the chassis to make sure that that actually gets gains rather than losing a lot of performance. Minor changes to the side pods, so that'll be losing about 10%, and then everything else unaffected. So any research we do on our other parts is immediate gains at the end of the season, which is quite nice. Let's have a quick overview of our facilities. As you can see, the design center has now ticked to 75%, which means it's getting a slightly reduced performance output. We're kind of counteracting that a little bit with the boost that we're getting from our affiliates, focusing on car development, but not a full counteraction. You can see we are in the middle of a refurb now on our wind tunnel. That is now 2 weeks away from that being back to where it needs to be. I would love to be able to just go straight onto an upgrade for the design center. It's only 8 million to get it up to a level 2, which is why I've decided not to refurb this for now. We may still have to go ahead and do the refurb, but we'll have to play that by ear. Our factory is really starting to struggle. Again, that could do with an upgrade, but I mean, at worst comes to worst, we'll just have to pony up for a refurb. That's not cheap at 2.8 mil. The suspension simulator is also getting close to needing a refurb, and again, it's a 10 mil upgrade for that. Can't really afford that, so that'll be refurbed. Car park test center is fine. CFD sim is fine. Moving into our staff facilities, we are 1 day away from getting the race sim back up to full working order at level 3. Team hub, 5% away from starting to dip. Again, I would like to get that upgraded. 2.2 mil, it's not that expensive, but it's low on the list of priorities at this stage because we still have more research that we have to do and that's going to cost money as well. So we've got to make sure we can afford that. Scout department never wears out, so we don't have to worry about that ever. And then our boardroom, don't really need to worry about the boardroom. We've crushed it with the board this season, so that can really degrade as much as we want and not really have to worry about that too much. 5% left before the hospitality needs a break. That's an upgrade I would like to put on. It'll take 2 months to do, and again, it's just under 3 mil. Helipad is fine, weather center's fine, memorabilia room's fine. That actually recently got upgraded, and then it's only 1.8 mil for the final upgrade. So we'll probably prioritize that over the hospitality, and the tour center's fine as well. So that's a little overview of where we are facility wise in the standings. You can see we have a very healthy lead now, 107 points over Red Bull. This season has really yo-yoed up and down between us and Red Bull. We had a period where we were about this far ahead, and then they just started reeling us in really hard over a period of races, and even broke ahead and pulled out a bit of a lead themselves. Then we started to chip away, and then we suddenly overhauled them and started pulling away. Their form has dipped a little bit recently. This is by no means a done championship. You know, it looked like it might be earlier on in the season when we were comfortably ahead, with only a small part of the season done, maybe a third of the season done, and say Red Bull pulled us back and established their own lead. And then I thought, well, maybe we're just going to have to scrap away and probably settle for second. Now we're clear at the top again. It could change again. Red Bull could come back at us really hard and retake the lead of the championship. So I'm not resting on my laurels at this stage. Driver championship, very, very tight. We do have a little bit of a lead here. You can see we've got a 39-point lead over Ocon, but that's nothing really. With the number of races still to go, and 3 of them being sprints, there's a lot of points still up for grabs. So that is, again, by no means a done deal. And it's really close in the battle for third between George and Lando. Just 2 points between them, as you can see. That, again, has been a bit of an up and down yo-yo battle between those two, with both of them having established third and then dropping back down. And, yeah, interesting little fight going on there. Let's take a quick look at the calendar, see what's coming up. There is the refurb for the race sim. We've got our spare underfloor there, and then we go into the Grand Prix weekend. So let's advance some time. How you doing, Army? Good to see you today. And we have the results of our regulation vote. Or did we already have that? I think we already had that, didn't we? Teams agreed to increase prize money for the more successful teams. I remember now. Right, into the inbox. I've got our survey results for September. No issues whatsoever. That is always good to see. There's the racing back up to its normal 30% gain. Again, I'd love to bump that up as well, but we've been having to make do with smaller payments from sponsors throughout the season, simply because we've been starting each season with a big amount of debt because we've had to pay for our engines up front. Next season, now that they've fixed the bug, which the last patch introduced at the same time as introducing the new system, next season should be much easier for us. So hopefully we can choose a more competitive financial package for throughout the year, rather than taking a big lump sum at the beginning of the year just to cover debts. This time we shouldn't have that debt to worry about, so we can go for a much smaller lump sum at the start of the year and much bigger installments throughout the year to help us manage the cost of upgrades and car development as well. Keeping our fingers crossed on that one. How you doing, Dino? Good to see you. Right, advancing time again. There is the spare underfloor. So we have at least one spare for every part as we go to Singapore. Hopefully we won't need more than that, but you never know. There are the overall standings. We are top, Red Bull second, McLaren third, and a long way off. In a bit of a fight with Ferrari for third at the moment. Ferrari are just 21 points behind them. Ferrari have had a really strange season. They had some real interesting pace at the start of the year, and then they fell away dramatically, and they started to come back and get a little bit more consistency. But Hamilton is really, really struggling at the moment. We go into the driver market. Have we still got information for Lewis? Or has it expired? It's expired. But his mentality, last time we scouted him, was completely demoralized. His stats were down here in the 70s because of his demoralized status. I am kind of curious. Do we have scouts? We do. Got scouts available. Let's send them out. Kind of curious as to whether his mood has improved a bit, because he's been qualifying better recently. He's been getting into the top 10 a lot more consistently, and he's been scoring points again. So I really am kind of curious on that. Let's also scout out. Who do I want to scout out? I think I might scout Alonso, you know. Just again, out of curiosity on his stats more than anything else. He's been more effective in that second Red Bull than Perez ever was. So he has definitely contributed more to the Constructors' Challenge. So we'll get the results of those scout reports after the Grand Prix. And we are ready for prep. Weather-wise, it's looking like it's going to be not too bad temperature-wise. You know, a little bit of warmth. It's a night race, but 30 degrees at night. There will be maybe a little bit of concern over tyre wear. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I'm not sure what tyre strategy I want to go with yet. Going to have to use the hards, I think, in practice. Because I think the softs might possibly tear up a little bit in qualifying. So I want to make sure I've got enough sets for, you know, all 3 sessions there and multiple runs where we need to. Let's take a quick look at our driver prep. So Oscar is back to really, really enthusiastic. So when he gets into max confidence, he will be at 100 on every of his key stats, including overtaking. George still down a little bit. But we'll still get some really nice boosts when he gets high confidence as well. Let's just dive into his mentality breakdown a little bit more. So still a little unhappy with his performance versus teammate. He's unhappy with his personal qualifying results in Baku. That's because I didn't really send him out to qualify properly. We got him through Q1. And then we didn't really do that much with him in Q2 other than to try and give Oscar a slipstream, because we knew he'd be starting from the back. So that will disappear soon. He'll go back to normal happiness with qualifying, I hope. Very positive there, as you can see, with the team performance. He's a little unhappy with facilities. That's understandable. We are trying to work on that. But overall, pretty happy with me and how I'm running the team. So we'll see how that goes. I also want to have a quick look at this contract. He's got 1 year left, toying with the idea of renegotiating his deal, maybe upping his salary a little bit, just to remove the cost to terminate contract, because nobody's going to pay us 125 mil to buy him out the contract. And it means that I can't buy him out early without, you know, destroying the team completely financially. So still have this temptation of putting Kimi Antonelli straight into the seat when he joins us at the beginning of next year, putting him straight into George's seat. But I can't do that with that times 10 multiplier he's got on his break fee. So yeah, if we offer him a new contract with a slightly higher wage and get rid of that break fee, it'll still be a little expensive to break that contract, depending on how many years it is, but it'll be a hell of a lot cheaper. So we'll have a look at that after tonight's race as well. How you doing, Wayne? Good to see you. Right. Targets for tonight. 4th with the 11th best car. 12th with the 8th with the 12th best car. No team activities this weekend. Let's see how we do.
Our Formula One season continues here, in the Republic of Singapore. The Marina Bay Street Circuit is lit up and ready for action, looking like some sort of scene from a science fiction movie. But the competition is real, and nothing else can deliver quite like Formula One.
Taking a look at the top of the constructors' standings, we've got a team that's starting to pull away. And as round 18 gets underway, there isn't much time left for teams to make progress.
Sit tight then for the rest of the action.
Right. Bear with me a second, because I'm having all sorts of issues with my radiator. Now it seems to be jammed on. I can't get it to turn off, so I'm having to turn the flow valve off so I don't hook myself here in the room, because it's getting very warm. It's on, if the radiator is supposed to be set off, but it feels like it's on maximum heat right now. I'm wondering if my flow valve's jammed. Let's see. Just try turning it off. Let's see if it cools down. Ooh, yeah, it's getting a bit. It's quite a nice thing to have, you know, some heat in the room again, but it's getting a little bit toasty. Right. Gonna keep the rookies in the car. Out of the car, sorry. We'll keep them doing what they're doing. And we'll keep our main drivers in. We've already swapped the parts over. This is quite a high downforce circuit, so we're going to go with not a 16, but I think a 15.5 on the rear. Let's go with. I think it's like a 7-ish on the front. We'll go with a 9.1. On this car. Probably going to go the opposite way on the other one. Let's go all the way up and bring that all the way down. Let's see how that looks. Evening, Tony. Let's go with 18 laps, I think it is now, for the new configuration of this track. Let's try that. Not going to be streaming tomorrow because it's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm going to take the night off.
Yep, radio check.
Yep, loud and clear. Radio check. Yep. Radio's loud and clear.
We want to generate some
Window, get
temperature.
some cooler air in as well.
Copy.
Really is getting warm in here now. Yeah, so won't be streaming tomorrow, but it's just a one-off. I will be back at the weekend. Let's see, it's what? Wednesday today. I'll be back on Friday, the 13th. Ooh. Yeah, I'll be back on Friday the 13th for round 19. I think, where are we going for round 19? I think it's Kota, isn't it? Round 19. Kota, then Mexico round 20, Brazil 21, Qatar 22, Vegas 23, Abu Dhabi 24, yeah. Evening, Clark. Thank you for the birthday wishes. What season are you up to now, Tony? Are you in season 2 or season 3? I can't remember. I think you're in season 3, aren't you?
Are you happy with tyre temps?
We're happy to slide this tyre a little bit more, try and get it in the window. Balance check.
Yeah, you won't be having to worry about being overdrawn at the start of the season. Well, hopefully you won't need to be, but you won't have to pay for your engines up front in one outright payment at the start of season 4. Assuming you're running the most up-to-date version of the game. They did bring that option in with the previous 1.9 patch that then didn't really work, and the 1.10 hotfix has reportedly fixed that. We will know for definite in about a week's time, I guess, when we get to our final race.
Oscar, is the car all okay?
All right, so setup is terrible for both cars. That is not good. Not good at all. I'm probably way off on the not the underfloor, the roll bar. We'll dial it back to like a 7.3 or a 6.4, something like that, something a bit more in the middle, because we've gone either side on the extremes, a 1.9 and a 9.1. I wonder if I've got the toe and the camber the wrong way round as well, because I've gone maximum camber, minimum toe, and I wonder if it's the other way around. We'll see when we get back to the garage. In we come. Yeah, we have really messed this up, haven't we? All right, well, let's bring that back to a 6.4 for now. Let's flip this round. So let's go with like a 2.7, 2.8. We'll leave this one on 2.7. I might go 2.8 on the other one. We'll slap this all the way up to a 1. I'm a bit short on the front wing. Maybe it's that. It's going to have to be a 7.3. I don't think it can be any less than that because it's a bad rating. So it's got to be 2 clicks away at the minimum. So it's got to be like a 7.3 or even maybe a 6.4. But we'll go with a 7.3 to start. Let's have a look at what we can do with the front wing because that needs to go up as well. Let's go up to a 9. Let's go to a 6.4. That's broken the rear wing too much. So I can't really change that more than that, which means maybe it's an 8.2. I'd be surprised if it's an 8.2. I don't think that's a big enough movement. Oh, actually, hang on. Yeah, look at that. That's one click away. Let's go with an 8.2 then. Let's try that. So we're not too far off with the front wing. Let's just maybe tweak it to an 8. That might break the rear wing, but we'll go with that. See how that works out. Let's take a look at the other car. Again, not looking great. Let's flip that to a 7.3. Let's take that all the way down. Push that all the way up. Bring that one up a little bit more. That's not far off. That could theoretically be bang on. It all depends on whether or not we've broken the rear wing. I think that might stay within the tolerance. So we'll give that a try. Yeah, tomorrow night, well, during the day I've got to do some recording and stuff, but I think tomorrow night I'm just going to truck all night. So, have some fun trucking. I've got cable ordered today to hook up my second TV, so I should be able to get dual screen up, hopefully at the weekend, but more likely beginning of next week. Amazon said its expected delivery is Monday when I place the order, but sometimes they deliver a little early, so maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday if I'm lucky. I'll get the cable through. Then I can start experimenting a bit more with OBS and streaming this through the PC rather than directly from the console. And then hopefully little hiccups like we had last night won't happen, where the stream just interrupted and disconnected. Hopefully we can abolish things like that. As if the internet kicks out, then we're screwed. But if the network, the PlayStation network, just hiccups for a second and kicks us off, which more often than not has been the biggest problem, or the game crashes, then the stream can keep running and you can see me just reboot the game and get straight back to where we were. So we won't have to split the stream up into multiple parts again, hopefully, from this point onwards, or from that point onwards. Oh, you don't have to do that, Wayne. You just bought me the game and like 3 of the DLCs already. You don't need to do that as well.
Everything okay?
At this point, you're going to single-handedly fund my entire Steam library. Well,
Understood.
you and Farah between you. Oh, look at that. 95. That's a massive improvement.
We're happy with the temps. Tire temperatures are in a good window.
Yep.
And 84 for George. So a little bit more work to do with Russell's car, but very, very close now with Oscar's.
Copy that.
Notifications just come through. Thank you very much, Wayne. All right. Session's about to end. Our run is just about done as well. So we'll have about 44-ish.
That's the checkered flag.
44, 45%. On Steam, I really couldn't tell you, Anthony. I have no idea. I haven't really spent that much time playing around with Steam yet. I know how to launch the games and search for games and stuff, but I haven't spent a lot of time looking in the store because I knew I wouldn't be able to afford the ones I want to get, and I didn't want to, annoy myself. Just staring at all these games I really want to play. So I don't know. Wayne could probably tell you. Let's go with 26 laps of fuel for this run. Slightly overcook it with the front wing. Let's bring that back to a 7.5. Let's push that up to a 2.75. Those changes might be enough. In fact, I might even go with that. Do I go with that one? Do I go with that one? Or do I? I'll go with that one. I'll go with that. Right, let's take a look at George. Oh, wow. That is still a 9.1. We were a 1.9 on this car, weren't we? Okay. Let's bring that back then to a... do I go 6.5? That seems a little short, but we'll try it. No, it can't be that, I don't think. Let's go to a 7. 7 looks a safer bet. And we'll just give that a run. We'll see how that works. Oh, if anyone wants to add me on Steam, by the way,
that's green light.
I know I can generate a Steam code because that's how I added a friend of mine last night. Let me put a link in the chat for anyone who wants to add me on Steam. I don't think it'll let me add a comment. Oh no, it's because I'm... No, it won't let me add a comment. That is weird. Right, I'll have to do this on my tablet instead. Let's get our drivers on track. Right, that should, from what I understand, that should link to my Steam profile. If anyone wants to add me. I don't know if it's a one-time link or if it's a permanent link. I have no idea how Steam links work at this stage.
Just cool car. Copy.
So I don't know if that's like a, whoever uses it first and that's it. I need to generate another one for the next person or not. There's a link.
Just give us a balance check.
97. Very, very close.
I think that is currently understood.
Let's see how we do with Oscar.
How's the balance?
97 with Oscar as well. It's frustrating. We'll let him finish the run. All right, session is over. Let's take a look at what we're missing on the setup. That's the front wing. But I can't go that way, so it's going to have to go to a 7. Which means that needs to go up a little bit. That should theoretically be it for Oscar. Let's take a look at George. It's the cornering. That could go either way. Let's go with a 2.8 on that. Nope. Can't be that. It's going to have to be that. We'll try that, George. Let's go with the softs, because I want to have a couple of sets of mediums available. Let's go with 20 laps of fuel. And out we go.
Okay, Oscar, so the track will go green now.
Evening, Adrian. Ah, beautiful. Look at that. Synchronized 100s.
Copy that.
Fantastic.
Oscar, how's the car?
Understood.
We've fully learnt the car as well, which is excellent. Best looking design, what? Best looking livery? Or best looking car design? Because they are two very different things. I don't know which one's the best. I can tell you which ones are kind of personal favorites. They're very iconic. They're also very simple. Love the black and gold John Player Special Lotus from the mid-80s. I love the simplicity of that. I love the simplicity of the Marlboro McLaren. I actually really like this year's McLaren, this year's Mercedes. I really like that. It's a really nice livery. Ferrari hasn't really changed that much, over the years. It's been pretty consistent. I do like the livery, I think, from like the 1990. That sort of bright scarlet Ferrari with the black front and rear wings. For 2024, they've got McLaren. I don't think McLaren have got the nicest looking car this year. Like I said, I prefer the Mercedes to the McLaren. Other classic liveries that have looked really good in the past, the West McLaren of 98, 99, early 2000s. I really like that. The Rothmans Williams and the Camel Cannon Williams of the 90s. But again, they're cars I grew up with. The 1990 Lotus 101, the all yellow with camel. But I think the shape of the car has a major influence on how the livery evolves as well.
It's time for qualifying.
Executing the perfect qualifying lap around Singapore comes down to absolute precision. The circuit needs high downforce and a good suspension to maximize grip on the bumpy street.
Why hasn't George got ahead?
Now, there's been a bit of talk lately about Oscar Piastri. Karun, how's he been doing?
It hasn't been a great showing from the team's drivers so far. Neither will want to be left behind, and I'm sure they'll both be looking to pull ahead today.
Stay with us as we see who can deliver on motorsport's biggest stage.
The 7-Up Jordan was a classic livery as well. Nice and simple, not overly complicated, pretty clean. I think I might stick with this engine, Yeah, I'm going to stick with this engine. It's a bit of a risk. Might hurt us later in the Grand Prix, but I'm going to go with that one. I will switch out the gearbox, though, as a precaution. We've got plenty of gearboxes for Oscar. For George, we're going to stick with all of those parts. Don't need to adjust the setups, we're ready to send them out. Some of the worst, another really simple, clean livery was the VAR Honda. The one that Jensen was driving. That was a very nice, simple livery. Really liked that. I liked the Martini Williams livery of the early 2010s.
We want to generate some temperature for this outlet.
Or the mid-2010s. That was a nice livery. But in terms of some liveries that I really did not like, the first BAR livery, where they tried to do the horrible split down the middle. One side Lucky Strike, the other side was 555. Hated that. That was horrible. Ugly as sin. Did not like the Winfield Williams of the late 90s. Something about a Williams in red just didn't look right at all.
The temperatures.
I didn't like the
Oscar, you've got
early
to
black and orange
Let's go.
McLarens when it was Button and Alonso. I did actually, it was very, very simple, but I really liked when they had black with the red stripe, the thin red striping. That I really liked. I generally like, simple but effective liveries. I don't like liveries that are overly complicated, where there's just too much going on.
If we just get that delta negative. Yeah, so we're just coming through now.
Evening, Strofan. Well, that's a big disparity between our two drivers there. Not quite sure why I wasn't looking. I don't know if Oscar got held up anywhere. Don't know if he will have hit traffic. Maybe he did. Well, he's a long way behind George. It can't all be down to the engine. Not for 7.5 tenths. That's too much. I need to send him again. Russell's safe. Maybe Russell just got a slipstream. He's half a second clear of Leclerc. Let's send Oscar straight back out again. Pay a little bit more attention to him this time. Norris just 2 thousandths quicker than George. So that means that Russell's time should be good enough. He might drop down the order a fair bit, but I'm hopeful that means he's good enough to get through with that run. Not a great time for Alonso either. the same as Oscar. It's a little bit slower, maybe half a tenth slower. Weird crackling noise. I thought it was my headset for a second then, but I think it was just dirt on the track. Maybe. Not noticed that before. So we pull over to let someone through. Was that a Mercedes? Yeah, it was Sainz.
Tyre temperature's still okay at the moment. We're happy at this tyre temperature. We'll keep an eye on it.
All right, here we go then. Flying lap number 2 for Oscar. Sainz goes P4. Look how close the top 4 are.
Happy to open a lap.
It's half a tenth separating the top 4. There is someone in the way. That was Sainz. He gets out of the way. That was one of the Williams, I believe. Might have been Sonoda, actually. Where are we? Yeah, it was Max. Porsche's the next car up ahead. He's on an outlap, so he might get in the way. Been a decent lap so far. Purple in the first, no improvement in the middle. Let's see how the end of the lap goes. Improved by just under 5 tenths. We'll take that.
Look after the fuel on the air. Copy.
All right. Hamilton is about halfway around the lap on his flying lap. Where is Ocon? Has he gone out yet? Oh, he's top. Yeah. Okay. Ricciardo's on an out lap. Porsche's coming through behind us. We'll have to get out of his way in a moment. Valtteri Bottas up in P6. He really is showing some explosive pace at times this year. Hulkenberg goes quicker, and I'm starting to worry that Oscar might not be quick enough. Really don't want to have to put a new engine in Oscar's car. And changing it for the... Well, Hamilton goes top. Comfortably top. Where's that lap time come from? But if we change to our other engine now, that's a pit lane start for Oscar, which I really don't want to do here. We could get away with it in Baku because of the long DRS zones and the fact that the tyres don't really wear out that much, so we could be really aggressive with them with George. Can't be really aggressive with the tyres tonight.
Remember,
they'll burn out too quickly.
Stop on the maps.
From P8, everyone's set at least one time, if not two, so I think we're probably safe. Let's just focus in on Alonso. Very close to the drop zone. As Ocon now goes top. Quicker than Hamilton. Alonso now down in P16 as he comes up towards the final turns. Little double left-hander. And he goes P3, so he is definitely safe. We're in 10th place. We should be safe. And we dropped to 11th in the end. But yeah, we're through. Ricciardo with a penalty. Is that for a new part? Perez with a penalty as well. Let's take a quick gander at that. So Ricciardo is running a new ERS. That's why he's got a penalty. And let's check out Checo. Checo is... I guess running a new engine, maybe? Unless it's a collision penalty. That is a 95% engine. I don't think that's brand new. Unless he put it in at the very first day of the weekend. YouTube chat is lagging again. How you doing, Farrah? What's my favourite F1 team? I don't really have a favourite F1 team. I follow the British drivers and then other drivers that I like, more than I follow any particular one team. So been kind of cheering on Mercedes because I'm a Hamilton fan. Not so much a George Russell fan, so won't really be cheering him on next season. I've got a real soft spot for Ferrari, but I think deep down everybody does. Got a soft spot for McLaren just because I remember McLaren being, Senna's team in the late 80s. Don't really care for Aston Martin just because they refuse to function like a serious team because they're keeping Lance in the F1. I don't really have much of an opinion of Sauber. Older Sauber, when they were the plucky underdog team, yes. Sauber as the Ferrari B team, when they were Alfa Romeo branded, didn't really care for them. Don't like Kick as a company. So I don't really care for them this year. And, maybe that'll change when they become a works team with Audi. Who knows? I prefer RB over Red Bull. But I'm not a massive fan of either, simply because I don't like Christian Horner, and I don't get why they're still allowed to have two teams.
Let's go.
Haas, not really a fan of Haas because, Gene Haas has done the bare minimum required just to keep the team going. I think that's all the teams on the grid at the moment, isn't it? Oh, Alpine, yeah. No one can take Alpine seriously. giving Oscar this slipstream on this run because his tyres have already done that extra run in the first session. Again, hopeful that these 2 laps will be good enough and we won't have to run again.
So if we could just get that delta negative. Yeah, we will box end of this lap. Copy.
Delta negative and close to 0.
Yeah, radiator's cooling down at last. I have to get the agency back out to fix it again. Oh, it was a right palaver getting it fixed yesterday. The valve, the flow valve had snapped, so that had to be fully replaced and drained the entire radiator. Then, as we got it refilled, we had to then re-bleed it, and as we were bleeding it, the little screw in the bleed valve popped out, and it just started pissing water all over the place, like a high-pressure jet of hot water going everywhere. That was fun. And trying to stop that from flooding everything without burning my fingers. And then got some nice warmth in it, and then it cooled down and got cold and never came back on again for the rest of the day or till this morning. Spoke with the agency, turned out they hadn't turned the flow valve back on again, so I turned that back on, and now it won't
so we're just coming through now.
Ever go off. It just stays on pretty much permanently. So I was in a bit of a sauna about an hour ago, but with the window open and the flow valve shut again, it started to cool down in here again. It's a bit more comfortable.
Stop on your marks. Switch off. Pit lane.
It's like one extreme to the other.
Pit lane speed limiter on. Stop in front of the garage.
All right, we are a second clear of Sainz. That's encouraging. Hamilton in third is half a second behind. Ocon on an outlap. Alonso's on a flyer, but he's had some traffic to work his way through. No point checking his sectors because he'll just be personal bests all the way through. It's his first run. Tsunoda pops up into P4. Let's see where Alonso goes. We know from his second run that he has got pace in that car. And he goes P3, a little bit quicker than Hamilton, but still nearly half a second behind. Who else is on a flyer right now? Let's take a look at Valtteri, because Valtteri's been pumping in quick times. Oh, and he's just starting a flying lap. Okay. Never mind. Teo. Teo is on a flyer, and he's got Hulkenberg right behind him. Perez pops up into third place. Less than 3/10 behind us. Oh, Porsche getting compromised at the end of the lap here. This isn't going to do Hulkenberg that much favour in the way, either. As Hamilton peels into the pits. Up to the line. Porsche is only 9th. Hulkenberg right behind, both 1.5 seconds off the pace. Yeah, tripping over each other there. Hurt them both. Right, here comes Ocon. There's Norris, also on a flyer. Here comes Leclerc to start a lap. All right, where's Valtteri? There's Valtteri. Show just sitting on the racing line there, naughty naughty. Ricciardo goes 11th, 1.8 seconds off. And Bottas only 11th. So he must have got held up somewhere. So Norris will be the next competitor that we need to keep an eye on. Closely followed by Esteban Ocon. And I think we can stay in the garage on the evidence so far. Van Dorn pops up to 7th. Norris goes quicker, and he's only a 10th.5 quicker. So I'm pretty confident we can sit in the garage. Ocon goes P5, and he's half a second off. So it's just Charles Leclerc now to set a time. And as they get ready for their second run. And Leclerc only just scrapes into the top 10. He's a second off the pace. So he is very much the driver at risk at the moment. He'll have time for another run. And there he is with Ocon behind him. Might well have been on used tyres for the first run. He's on new tyres for this run. But their used tyres were tyres that only done one run, rather than like the 2 runs that we'd done. So Leclerc to see if he can get through, because he is currently in the drop zone. Should have a relatively unencumbered lap here. Who was that in front of him? That doesn't matter, it's out of the way. That was one of the Mercedes on an in lap or an out lap. It's got to be Sainz. Porsche is on a flyer right now. So that was Sainz getting out of the way. Still in P5. It's closed the gap to us. Alonso's up to P2. And Leclerc's not improved in the first sector. Middle split coming up. Ocon behind has improved, but he's 7, so he's probably safe. Hamilton hasn't improved in the first sector either. Leclerc does improve in the middle. Porsche improved but is out in P14. So once again, another bad qualifying session for Teo Porsche. And how much of that is down to the car? How much of that is down to just maybe a dip in confidence for Teo? Ocon goes purple in the final sector and goes top by 67 thousandths of a second there. Charles Leclerc is out. He did not improve. Big casualty there, and now Hamilton is in the drop zone, potentially. It's in the danger zone is what I meant to say. Zhou improves and gets through, and Hamilton is out as well. Both Ferraris eliminated in Q2. Hamilton missing out by just 4 thousandths of a second. Everybody used new tyres for that second run. But yeah, out of Q2 goes Hamilton in P11, then Van Dorn, Tsunoda, Leclerc in 14th, then Ricciardo and Teo Porsche in 16th. So, penalty for Perez. He's made it into the top 10, but will drop out of the top 10 potentially. That will put Lewis possibly into P10. Ricciardo has a penalty, and that is for a new ERS, so that will drop him at least 5 places, maybe 10. So he's going to be starting at the back or near the back. Let's do our first lap on these. Again, we'll send Russell out first, and Oscar just behind to get the toe, given his tyres are in worse shape. This is not going to be a quick lap by any stretch of the imagination.
Currently,
I'm on 28.0 and 1.2 seconds off the bat.
Currently P2.
I think he got held up in the first sector. He did
Last lap,
27.0,
And, normal
26.9,
fuel
so it was a
saving
37.0 and 37.4. 4 tenths down, and then what was it in the final sector? 7 tenths lost in the final sector. They were actually pretty even in the first sector. But once he lost that DRS, that was it for Oscar. Now we're going to switch to new tyres. Toying with the idea of going out early. Quite a few cars going out early. We'll nip out behind Alonso. I think Norris is going to... oh, Norris is coming in. Okay, so we haven't got to worry about Norris pulling us out of position. But we are potentially going to have to worry about traffic pulling out as we're coming
We want to
round.
generate some temperature for this outlap.
Yeah. Tyres in a good window. All clear ahead. Good to go.
Not sure I'm close enough to the back of George, actually. George, very close to the back of Alonso here.
Drive straight out, track will be clear.
And we have got a little bit of traffic in front, but nothing pulling out right in front of us, which is excellent. So now it's a question of where do we catch Norris? Sainz is pushing. Perez is also pushing, so it's just Norris we've got to get through. And it looks like we're going to catch him in a nice, easy position here. Oscar actually goes purple in the first sector there. George goes past his favourite wall. Oscar is flying right now. George does not really improve. He lost too much time in the final sector. Oscar has rocketed through into P1. What a great lap for Oscar there.
Behave up.
Where is Ocon? Halfway around the lap. Norris just starting his lap. We might actually end up getting in his way a little bit here. Don't think he lost any time. Ocon up to the line. Ocon goes P2. 75,000 slower. Can Norris dislodge either of us from the front row? Russell is going to start P6 for now, but Perez has that penalty, let's not forget. So Russell will actually get bumped up to P5. Into the pits. Across the line for Lando does not improve. He stays P4, will get bumped to P3. Sainz will get bumped to P4. George will get bumped to P5. Perez, minimum best position, or maximum best position is P6. That's if it's a 3-place penalty for an infraction in the previous race. If it's a part penalty, then it's a minimum 5 places, maybe 10 places. So he may start P9, may start... Oh, Hulkenberg, you dick. No, I'm going to start P7. I'm not going to get the bump unless it's a 5 or 10 place penalty from Perez.
Final checks are being carried out by the teams, and it won't be long until we get this race underway.
The walls around Singapore force the cars close together, and even the best can waver in the tight spaces. Back in 2011, we saw Lewis Hamilton clip Felipe Massa as the two battled it out. There were certainly some words exchanged after that one, as I'm sure you recall.
Singapore streets are a constant challenge for drivers, where one lapse in concentration can easily see them hit the wall. Downforce is the name of the game here, and teams will need to add as much as possible to gain an advantage. It's race day, with the teams and drivers ready and raring to go.
All right, let's take a look at strategy. I think medium, soft might be the way to go. Maybe medium, soft. Let's see what the tyre life looks like. That's a bit risky. That's better. That is way worse. But, yeah, that is way worse. So we're going to go with that then. We're going to go medium, soft. Keep the soft tyres for the end of the race, because that's where we're going to need that pace the most, I think. Or certainly that grip. There we go. I am going to take multiple laps of fuel out, I think. I'm going to take 5 laps of fuel out. For 2 reasons. 1, safety car. High probability of getting one. So we'll earn a lot of fuel under a safety car. And 2, engine temps. I want to, be able to drop the engine temp down by doing some fuel saving and not end up massively overburdening the car with weight. I then have to push it to burn it off again. Not going to push too hard at the start. We are set. We're ready. We're on pole and in P6. So Perez did get a bigger penalty than just 3 places. Let's head to the grid for the start of the Singapore Grand Prix.
Well then, it's not long until we get started here, and we should be in for a tightly contested race. Sauber's driver, focused on the race ahead.
P20 is definitely not where any driver would want to find themselves. But they've got to get their head down and work hard.
Is that Perez behind him?
So let's see what today has in store, shall we?
Can't be. Surely not.
And this is it, the Singapore Grand Prix. And it's lights out, and away we go.
All right, Ocon has made a very, very good start. But we do hold position initially. He's got the inside line, though, and there he goes, swooping on through. Apart from Sainz, everyone in the top 9 starting on the mediums, then 10th through 16th on softs, and then Fittipaldi on the softs as well. It is Perez at the back of the grid, so that was a hell of a penalty. He only had one new part in the car, so I'm not quite sure he's dropped all the way back. Unless he started from the pit lane, but I don't think he did. Maybe he did, I don't know.
Use overtake.
Copy.
Hope that he doesn't break away from us here at the front.
Copy.
Push the battery a little earlier than planned. Make sure we can try and stay with him. And that is the main reason why I'm a little worried about engine temps, because we are using a risky engine tonight. And I don't want it to overheat,
Recharge on.
if at all possible.
DRS enabled. Oscar, we are P2. Car ahead is Ocon. Car behind is Lando. 1.1 now. Use the overtake button.
Yeah. And overtake is available. Copy.
Just saw a glimpse of Alonso trying to put the moves to Zhou behind us there. Had to back out of it in the end. Ferrari running 10th and 11th. So, has Leclerc made up some places off the start? Made up one place. He was up 2, but Van Dorn nipped in front of him. Now he's up 2 places.
And recharge should be on. Copy. George recommend we start bringing the back.
Oscar having a little look there, and it's compromised his exit at the end of the lap here.
Overtaking is very, very difficult.
It's also let Norris back into the DRS.
We don't want to lose too much time. Use overtake.
Copy. Recharge on. Copy. Okay, so we just need to get into that management. Yep, fine.
The Hulkenberg in P5 shows the
Overtake available.
weird inconsistency that we've seen out of Aston this year, where they've had some races where they've been flying high and others where they've been languishing at the back of the pack. Been such a topsy-turvy year for them. Some races they've been blisteringly quick, others they've been one of the slowest on the grid. Very strange.
Overtake available.
Copy.
Okay, recharge on is good. Focus on recharge.
Copy.
And can we just squeeze through? No, we can't. Oh, Norris just launches it up the inside there. And that drops Oscar down a place.
I think there's still opportunities here. Car behind us, sights.
I want to try and get past Hulkenberg before he starts to potentially drift away from the front runners. George doesn't look like he's going to get the move done anytime soon. Ocon and Norris battling side by side. Going to driver's eye view of that fight. See our engine temps starting to creep up already. In that dirty air.
Overtake available.
Yep.
Overtake available.
Yep.
Norris looking like he's trying to break away from Ocon. I don't think he's going to be able to, though. I don't think he's got enough raw pace left in the car. I think he's probably run out of battery. Just fighting his way up and through. Let's take a look at tyre wear. And we have a fault already for Liam Lawson.
But the car's definitely not happy.
Use the pace now.
Right, did we stay in the DRS zone? Hope so. Yes, we did. Just.
So we'll have coasting out of turn 13.
Copy. Use overtake.
Copy.
Yes, DRS.
Okay.
Focus on recharge.
Copy.
We are in danger of getting dropped if we're not careful. Keep an eye on those gaps. Eight kilos is a lot to save. There's absolutely no way we can do it without fuel saving. But it was a deliberate choice to keep the engine temps under control. Last thing I need now is for Oscar's engine to overheat and explode. when he's just re-established a nice little lead in the drivers, to then throw it all of that away with a retirement would be horrendous. Probably see if we can get past.
How's DRS? Okay, use deployment.
Get into some clear air. The extra confidence would always be nice as well.
Nice work, Oscar. So ahead of you is Lando.
Oh, yellow flag.
And recharge on. Copy.
Just keep your eyes peeled when you do.
Someone's hit Max. Just punted him up the backside there. Enzo just punting the back of Verstappen's car there. That's going to damage Enzo's car for definite. I don't know if Verstappen's got any damage. Doesn't look like it. Nothing's gone yellow to say he's got a fault with the car. How bad's the wing damage? Oh, he's missing the entire right-hand end plate there. That will be a 5-second penalty for Fittipaldi. That's one thing I'd like to see implemented into the game is super license points in terms of penalty point system. So if you acquire 12 penalty points in a season, well, it's a rolling 12-month period. But if you accrue 12 penalty points in a 12-month rolling period, then you are suspended for a race, and one of your reserves has to fill in. Really like to see that implemented. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that we might yet get that, but we shall see.
Focus on recharge. Copy. Copy.
Time management looks okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if the front runners are doing a similar thing with fuel that we are. So Piastri had 88 kilos on board at the start of the lap. Norris had 80. Oh wow, he's even more underfueled. And Ocon is as well. Everyone's seriously underfueled here.
Ocon has DRS.
That is a surprise.
Suggest reduce a bit, lift and coast.
Copy. Copy.
I'm going to try and break Oscar ahead.
And Oscar, their pack is good.
Yeah.
And George as well, for that matter.
Yeah. Copy.
So happy to drop lift and coast.
Roger.
We have another yellow flag. Is that Ricardo? It looks like it.
Now we can see what happened. Now this was at turn 1. The wheels just lock up there.
A little
And
heavy
they'll
on the
need to be
brakes.
mindful of the effect that had on the tyres.
And that's dropped him to the back. We did not get through, so in that case,
Recharge
let's
on.
go back to
Copy.
protecting. Still haven't got past Hulkenberg either.
Yeah, we still need more lifting boost.
Copy.
We'll have overtake available.
Yeah, agree.
Happy to use the tyre more now.
And there we go, up the inside. We're going to give up the DRS to Hulkenberg. But hopefully we can get onto sites pretty quickly. That
Good
gives
job.
George a nice little shot in the arm there.
Science car ahead. Gap ahead.
Let's try and get past
1.6.
again.
Use overtake.
Yep.
This time he has a bit more of a look. Can he get alongside into the next turn?
Oscar, how's the tyre?
Tyre feels okay. Overtaking is very, very difficult.
Plenty to play for.
Charge the pack.
Alright, we should get him in this time. Switch back to the inside, and this time we go through. But I've got a lot less battery this time to try and break away with. Not enough to break away.
Well done, good job.
So, let's save what we've got.
Recharge on.
And go defensive instead.
After the tyre.
Copy.
We must increase the level of lift and coast.
Copy. Yeah, copy.
Oscar, we're hold positions now. So, Oscar, we are currently P2.
It's just so hard to defend when you're trying to do some saving.
Car behind is now Ocon. 1.5. There's still opportunities here.
Recharge button on. Copy. Copy. Copy.
We're in pretty good shape at this point in the Grand Prix. As Joe picks up a fault now.
Super harsh, man, my gear.
Flat out. Just focus now on the management.
Copy.
Let's take a quick sneak peek at Ocon's engine temps. 120 degrees at the moment, so his engine's really starting to peak in terms of temperature. That's good. We can cook it a little bit.
Yeah.
Recharge on, please.
Copy.
George now getting into a position where he can think about making a move on Carlos. In terms of tyre wear, we're pretty close with Norris. A little bit more comfortable to Ocon. Sainz's soft is starting to give up a little bit. Hulkenberg behind, and Alonso in particular, their tyres are cooked. Look at Alonso, 48% left on those mediums. That's pretty bad. Both Ferraris have moved up a little bit more. They're now 8th and 9th. Let's see George just having a little look, little feint at the back of Sainz, letting him know he's there. Not really close enough for the move.
Keep your head down.
Okay, we don't want to lose too much time.
Okay, recharge on is good.
Copy.
Piastri actually getting alongside Norris, but he won't out-drag him, I don't think.
Copy.
Not in the harvesting mode that he's in. Just letting that threat stay there, though, and now we're in a really good position to get past Sainz here.
Yeah, copy.
No DRS for Carlos. George playing it safe and just staying tucked up behind.
Copy.
We'll have to punch through halfway through the lap instead.
Yeah, copy, all good.
Overtake available.
Yep.
I want to get past and away from Norris now if I can.
There's DRS.
Norris blocking us. He's defending hard.
We think there's still opportunities here.
Your recharge on is good.
Copy.
Don't do it here.
So Oscar, we can look after this time.
There we go.
Copy.
Suggest increased LICO.
Copy.
Be nice to get past.
Yep. Copy.
And Alonso's into the pits already.
Copy.
Need to push. Use overtake.
Yep. Just show me what you've got then.
George gets past Carlos. Into turn one by the look of it. Yeah, lovely stuff. Just run him over the curve as well.
Nice one.
And this time we do get the move done. And that's so we can break away. Evening, Packins.
Nice.
See Sainz trying to come back at us because he had the DRS down that long straight. Got a big gap to make up now.
Let's go flat out.
2.5 seconds to the back of Ocon. I haven't been able to drop Norris yet. Let's see if we can get past him. Or get away from him by the end of the lap. Ricardo is in for a set of soft tyres. Didn't actually see what Alonso put on. He went for hards. And now that we're up front and in clear air, our engine temp should drop back down again. Drop Sainz, new fastest lap of the Grand Prix for Oscar Piastri, 134.344.
We can have recharge on now.
Yep. Copy.
Key thing is to keep the tyre in good shape. Keep the tyre in good shape.
Copy.
And my hope is that Ocon and Norris will hold each other up as they squabble. allow Oscar to try and build up a bit more of a comfortable gap. It's not really close or not really safe at the moment, just 1.5 seconds ahead. But I don't want to burn the tyres too much, and I don't want to push the battery too much. I want to keep some of that in reserve if I can. If I can get George into the mix as well, that will help. Just outside of DRS range at the moment. Did we make it? Oh yeah, we did. Very much so.
So as much tyre calling as you can manage, please.
Come on.
Now you can see our engine temp now down to 113 for Oscar. Gap's gone up to 2 seconds.
And if we could just do a little bit more lift and coast.
Let's see if Knock-On can let's see if Ocon can push the pace a little bit more than Norris did. Lawson into the pits. Looks like whatever fault he had is cleared. Joe's still afflicted. And that is hard tyres for Liam Lawson. Sit behind and watch this fight, get some battery charged up as well.
Yeah, copy.
And Ocon has taken a little nibble out of us there. Get down to just over 1.5 seconds now. Let's not forget though, we have really, really strong low-speed performance. This track is a bit of a mixture of corners. But there you can see the key low-speed corners where we have really good traction. And we're getting a few more into the pits now. Porsche, Van Dorn, Stroll and Verstappen. Max onto a set of hards. Stroll also went hards. Van Dorn went mediums. Porsche went hards as well.
How's the tyre?
Still okay for now.
Yeah, holding steady at around about 1.5 seconds, and Sainz is in. First of the front runners. First of the front runners on softs as well. You know, the top 10 on softs. And both Ferraris are boxing as well. They're only a few seconds apart, so this needs to be a really good stop. Oh, Ferrari judged that perfectly, look. And look how far down the pit row the pit lane there that Mercedes are. How the mighty have fallen. Hards for Hamilton, mediums for Leclerc, mediums for Sainz. Norris is back in front and the gap's gone back up over 2 seconds again. Russell still keeping that watching brief. Tsunoda and Gasly are both in now. Let's take a look at gaps. So we work on the assumption. Let's see what it say for pit lane. 28 seconds, which maybe a little harsh. But Oscar would come out now ahead of Joe, I think. I think it's closer to 25, 26 seconds that we will lose on a regular pit stop. So we'll come out in PE6 if we were to box right now with Oscar. Not boxing yet, but we aren't too far away from the pit windows opening up, as you can see. And Ocon's in. So I think Ocon has cooked those tyres a bit, stuck in the dirty air of Norris. Let's push George onto the back of Lando now. Soft tyres for Ocon. And what if he's going medium, soft, soft? I don't think he can do that. Especially if he gets stuck in dirty air. So he may go medium, soft, hard. Or maybe medium, soft, medium. But he is going for the soft tyres on that middle stint. Fittipaldi dives into the pits. Has that 5-second penalty to serve for punting Verstappen early on. And Norris is trying to close that gap up. So, yeah, it's that weird tire glitch happens when you're on a wing change, it would seem. There you go. What's happened to Norris?
Nice job. Currently P2.
Or did George just really catch him really quickly? I think he did. Wow. Killed his battery to do it.
Charge the pack.
We are ready for you.
Oh wait, no, I was in leader when I saw the gap to Norris. I thought it was a gap to Norris. It wasn't. It was gap to Piastri. So we're first and second right now. Let's take a look at Hulkenberg. Running very well for Aston tonight. Boxing from P4. Whole glut of cars about to come through though. He's going to drop down, I think, behind Hamilton. Possibly get out in front of Leclerc. It'll be tight. On soft tyres. Hamilton's gone through. Leclerc is heading down the main straight now. And he does get out in front. And a new fastest lap for Yuki Tsunoda. On his soft tyres, did a 139.9. No, that can't be right. 133.9. 139.9. That's 2 seconds slower than we're doing.
George, recommend we start bringing the battery pack up. Overtake is available.
We don't need to take any risks.
Copy.
Let's give it everything now.
if we are comfortable enough later in the race, I may well make the decision to let Russell
That's currently P2.
take the lead from Oscar
So
and
next
keep
car
Oscar
will-
behind. Give George a win.
Gap ahead, 0.4. So Norris car behind. Gap 0.4. Yeah, he did get DRS.
Logan Sargent boxes for a new set of hard tyres. Well, you're about to get it.
Keep your head down. Doing a good job on tyres currently.
There we go, through he goes.
More lift and coast.
Copy.
Let's do a bit more fuel saving with Oscar now. He's a kilo behind schedule compared to George. Oh, and he just dive bombs straight back through again.
Recharge on.
Copy.
More lift and coast for these PU temps.
Well, that's actually helped out Oscar's confidence level. George still in peak, so it hasn't really hurt him. That's actually worked out quite nicely for us, and now George will have another chance here.
He has DRS.
Pit windows are opening up. I'm going to go a little bit longer because we can. Norris's tyres are actually in better shape than ours right now. And we're going to go another 2 laps, I think, maybe 3. Through goes George. Talking about push wide. You dived up the inside.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Tyre management, everything's good.
So let's box Oscar on the next lap.
Is high.
Copy.
And we'll go 1 lap more
Box this lap.
with George,
Copy.
so that we're not tripping over ourselves in the pit lane.
Recharge on.
Copy.
Recharge on.
Yeah.
And there we go. George's engine temps now back down to a very healthy level. Fuel saving and in clean air means those temperatures are going to drop very quickly. I've just lost all the chat messages apart from Patkins saying hello.
Lando's in
And
the
Norris
zone.
boxes. And that's mediums for Lando. Here comes Ocon on those soft tyres. He will jump Norris by a few seconds, actually. He's been lapping very quickly. Hello again, Patkins. How far behind is Norris? Oh, wow, he's 13 seconds behind Ocon. So, he's about 26 seconds behind us. No, wait. He was in third, wasn't he? Behind, so he's about 25. It's about 25 seconds then for a pit stop. Not the 28 that it said. I thought it'd be about 25, 26, and that has borne out.
Recharge on.
Copy.
So we're going to come out behind Norris. He's going to have the undercut on us.
Oscar pit lane.
Will Sainz and Alonso get through before we can get out the pit lane? Just saw Ocon flashing through there.
Box, box.
No, bad stop. Okay, that's probably going to cost us against Sainz. Well, actually, we might be all right. We might be all right. It's going to be very tight. There is Sainz. Yeah, that pit stop has cost us against Sainz and Alonso, but we did just get out in front of the Ferraris.
P6. P6. The next car is Alonso. The car behind you is Hamilton. And 1.1. Has DRS. Possibly can reduce the line go slightly.
Yep, copy.
Ocon's only 8.5 seconds behind now. He is flying right now. Look at the pace difference. 3 seconds on that last lap. In we go. And we are 6.5 seconds behind Norris. We stopped 1 lap later, although we did have a bad stop. Good stop for George, 2.0. That should hopefully be good enough for points here tonight in the DHL standings. And yet Russell still loses out as well. Can he get out in front of the Ferraris? He can just.
Next car. Yeah, 0.6. And now Lewis behind.
The Ferraris must be absolutely spitting teeth. Fred Vasseur must be tearing what little hair he's got out right now. Both of our cars have slotted out right in front of him.
Lift off end of straight.
Yep, copy.
As we get through on Alonso. And now let's get past Sainz.
Overtake will be available.
And we go around the outside of Carlos. Big disparity in the tyres, look.
Lovely stuff.
And there's George powering through on Alonso. He'll get past Sainz pretty quickly as well, hopefully.
So ahead of you is Lando.
And a new fastest lap there for Esteban Ocon. For Oscar Piastri, even. George gets through on Carlos. Puts him back into absolute peak confidence, along with
Currently
Oscar there.
4. Gap ahead,
Lovely stuff.
1.6.
Now we can go hunting after the front runners. Ocon will definitely come out behind us. How long's he got left? He's at 71%. He has not really abused those tyres, despite his pace. I wonder if he is going to try and go for soft. That would be interesting.
Oscar suggests reduce a bit, lift and coast.
What's Norris's pace at the moment? A 1:34.1 last time around. This is a push lap for us, so it can't really judge us properly. 1:34.2. Is he still pushing a little bit? 1:32.9, and an even faster lap for George. 1:32.5. We'll push the battery for maybe another half a lap. Try and take another big nibble out of Norris. There he is. Just see him disappearing through the corner. We've already opened up a 4-second gap between George and Carlos. And Hamilton is still... Well, Hamilton's actually dropped down to 9th. Leclerc got past him. But both Ferraris still unable to get past Alonso and Sainz.
Recharge on.
And the hunt is on. 3 seconds to the gap now. We'll save what's left of the battery, so we've got something in reserve if we need it. Got a random shot of a Ferrari there.
How's DRS? 1 second.
Norris is still in the 134s, 134.1. Ocon's doing 135, so he must be protecting those tyres. I think he's going to try and go for another set of softs and protect those as well.
George, we still need to increase the level of lift and coast.
See if he does the same across the line again. Yeah, another 135 look. He is definitely protecting those tyres. .134.6 for Norris. 134.3 for Oscar. George just tucked up behind doing some saving. And then we'll switch him round and let Oscar do some saving. Sainz is now 8.5 seconds behind. Tyre wear plays a huge role in pace on this circuit. So, quick updates. Alonso still P6, Leclerc P7, Hamilton still in P9 behind Hulkenberg. Hulkenberg's still in the top 10. He could be on for some points here today. Valtteri, unfortunately, has had a disappointing Grand Prix, down in 17th right now. Pourchaire's fought his way up to 11th. He's got clean air in front and behind.
You're currently P3, Oscar. Ahead of you is Lando. Gap to Lando, currently 2.4.
And then again, you see, we took another second out of Ocon.
1.0.
Won't be too long till we're on him at this rate.
The pack.
Understood.
And we are gradually closing down, well, a little less gradually this lap. We've actually taken quite a big bite out of Norris this time round. Norris must be doing a little bit of saving of his own this lap.
So happy to drop a little bit of management.
Recharge on. Copy.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
Copy, box.
There we go, we'll move George through. Again, Russell saying he got pushed wide. He went up the inside on his teammate who did not fight him. George just talking shit like he usually does.
Tyre management all good so far?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 135 for Norris that last lap. Took a full second out of him, and Leclerc suddenly is up into P5. Hamilton has got past Alonso. Alonso suddenly slipping down the order. What's going on with him? Oh, his tyres are dying. Look, they're down to 38%. He did stop very early. He was on mediums, I think, but he just melted them in that first stint. I'm starting to think we could be looking at a 3-stop for Alonso here. Which means he will have a lot of pace, but it means he's got another 50 seconds worth of stopping coming up. You know, with his stop about to happen and the stop after that as well. Russell's already onto Norris.
And reminder for recharge.
Copy.
Overtake will be available. George, recommend we start bringing the battery pack up. But we need more management.
Yep, fine. Use the tyre.
And overtake is available.
Almost at half distance. Oh, just past half distance actually.
So Norris is the next car.
Norris driving very defensively,
Two.
but we're going to get through anyway. Which means we are unfortunately going to give him DRS.
Let's give it everything now.
Really rocket out to that corner. Yuki into the pits again. That's his second stop. And that's soft tyres, so Yuki's going to stop again, I think. Oh no, it's hard tyres, and we have a yellow flag.
Let's see what happened there.
It's just Sargent.
Here we are then at turn 17. Oh, and they need to be watching those track limits.
Getting a little greedy on
perhaps.
Corner cutting there.
Recharge on.
Copy.
We'll let George really cement the fastest lap here. Currently, it is a 132.5. Let's see what he does across the line. This could be a 131. Don't think it'll be as low as a 130. Might be just. We'll see. It's a 131.6. There we go. That's made it pretty comfortable for now.
Let's get into the tyre call.
We took 4 seconds out of Ocon on that lap.
And Oscar, the pack is good.
Copy.
Okay, maximum pace now, maximum pace.
Copy.
Use the overtake button.
Copy.
Alright, we'll sit behind for another lap.
We're going to be okay. Okay, Leclerc is the car behind.
We got through at just the wrong point. Alonso's in. He's gone for that second set of hards.
Pack is high.
Copy.
So Oscar, we can look after this time.
Copy.
If he can't take those to the end, then there's a serious issue with with Alonso's tyre pace.
So ahead of you is Lando.
Yeah, Lando's pace has really fallen away recently.
Plenty to play for.
This last few laps, he's been definitely slower.
Okay, use deploy.
Yeah, copy.
Keep chipping away.
And straight up the inside. Lovely move. Comfortably through. We should drop him comfortably on this lap.
Nice.
Nice work, Oscar.
Oscar, currently that's P3. P3. Next car
Claire
is
still has
Russ.
not got away from Hulkenberg. Sainz and Hamilton still lurking in the background there as well. Little 4-car train, bookended by a Ferrari at either end. And this could be a new fastest lap for Oscar. Still need to do more fuel saving. We're nowhere near out of the woods yet, and Ocon is really starting to struggle. A 135.8
That's a good lap. That's a good lap.
and a 131.2 for
Yeah.
Piastri. That's safe until someone puts on a new set of soft tyres, and then it's not. It's going to be vulnerable.
Yeah. Copy.
So We need to introduce more lift and coast. Now we're keen to pick up the management.
And both Ferraris are boxing on the same lap again, and this time they are too close, I think. They are. But not that big a hold-up. New hard tyres for both of them. Let's see where they feed out.
Next car is Russell,
Oh, chunk of cars going through.
0.9. There are opportunities ahead.
Oh, it's a big crash as Leclerc comes out of the pits. And that, I think, could be a safety car. Oh, Leclerc's race is done. Look, he's missing half his rear wing. Alonso is out, surely. Stroll is also out. What the hell happened as Leclerc came out the pits there? I meant to skip to him, and I accidentally skipped to Oscar instead. That might even be a red flag.
There's a lot of debris.
Is he alright?
No, it's a full safety car. All three of them are out potentially here.
Oh dear, a crash! There's been
What
a
on
crash.
earth happened here? That was pretty innocuous.
And
To
not much
retire
that the team
two
can do about
cars like
one.
that. I hope we get a different replay angle. So, yeah, Leclerc's out. Alonso's out. Looks like Stroll might still be going. That is a really bizarre pit lane incident. Or pit exit incident. Yeah, Stroll is still going. And Leclerc's car just gave up.
No.
That's a madness. So bizarre. Oh, yeah. Damn it. I have missed the pit entrance, I think. I have. Damn it. I was so busy paying attention to the replays, I forgot to keep an eye on that. Alright, we'll just have to tough these tyres out.
Look
Damn
at
it.
the debris.
Ocon and Norris are both in. We've just lost a huge opportunity here. It's going to be hard tyres. And hard tyres. Actually, it might not be as bad as I thought. Wow, actually, no. I mean, Sainz is going to catch up to the queue. Oh no, Sainz is boxing. We might yet actually get away with this. We might be able to box, and when the safety car comes around, and not drop behind, in the way of Hulkenberg and cars behind. It's strange, but we might be able to pull that off. I think Stroll is going to retire when he gets to the pit lane. They should absolutely retire that car. See, we're halfway around the lap already. They're going to stop him. They're going to stop him, put new tyres, new wing on, and keep him going. Oh, that is crazy. Just look at that. Now I don't know what to do. That's the same as well. Oh, it's 2 seconds slower. Would be a lot of fun, though. It would. Let's do it. Let's do it. Why not?
Box this lap.
So we should hopefully get out before Hulkenberg goes through. So we'll drop behind Norris, but I really hope we can actually only drop behind Norris, which we would have done if we'd boxed anyway, I think. Well, no. One of our cars would. The other one would have stayed behind Ocon. So we would be second and fourth. Now we're going to be third and fourth, but on softs for an explosive finish. It's going to be really tight with Hulkenberg. He might just squeeze through. If we do lose out to Hulkenberg, it should only be Hulkenberg. Maybe Sainz for Oscar as well. .1. 2.0, so we've got two really good stops out of it. Hulkenberg and Sainz have both gone through, and we're going to lose more time than I thought we would. Let's hope we don't crash on the exit of the pit lane here. So Russell is out in fifth, and we get out just in front of Hamilton. Once again, we get out right in front of a Ferrari, but we dropped a lot more places there than I thought we would. We're going to spend quite a few laps behind these cars as well. So the other option is that we do go onto this strategy. Because we've got lapped cars that need to unlap themselves. So if we go to the back, we've got
So Oscar, you're P8.
Gasly, Verstappen, Fittipaldi, they are released. There is Stroll.
Car behind is Hamilton.
0.4. 25 laps to go.
Ah, they boxed. They boxed and got themselves out from under the safety car.
Yeah, copy that.
Let's try and look after the tyre temperatures now.
So we won't have to unlap anybody. Let's put the cars into fuel save. Well, sorry, into clean air and no curbs, just to protect them a little further.
Copy.
We'll see how long we stay out. If we stay out for multiple laps, then I'll probably stay on the just to the end on these tyres. But if we go, if we, the safety car comes in quickly, then we'll probably go to the second set of softs as well. What I do need now is to put them into neutral rather than low defense. Very, very strange incident there with Leclerc. Alonso got the penalty for it. So he will have a 3-place penalty minimum going into the next race. Depends what powertrain damage has been done. Not just to his car, but to Leclerc's car. Stroll, I can't believe Stroll is still going. Stroll's only got half a car. Or is that just a visual glitch on the rear wing? Is the rear wing actually intact? Rear wing's intact. Okay, so it was just a weird visual glitch. I was going to say, with half that rear wing missing, it made no sense for him to stay out. But yeah, it glitched out, but it is still there by the look of it. Some angles it's there, some angles it's not. It's very, very weird. And we're coming in now. Okay.
Safety car will be in this lap. Just focus on getting these tyres where you need them for this restart.
So we will go back to the super aggressive strategy.
Just stay close to him. So happy to drop, lift and coast.
Copy. It's okay to close the gap.
So the safety car lights have gone out.
Alright, here we go then for a dramatic restart. Can we really blitz the field here? They're all on hard tyres around us. Bottas and Perez need to stop again.
Copy.
Keep your head down.
Surely we should be able to make a lunge under the braking here. No.
Car ahead is sights.
Alright, I'm going to save the battery then.
Head point 2. Charge the pack.
Yeah, copy.
Body recharge on.
Yep.
Now we'll have a go.
Overtake is available.
Copy.
See if we can catch Carlos napping.
Continue like this, not go in overtake.
No. Can we get past Valtteri? Yes. Much more grip.
Overtaking is very, very difficult.
And yet you made it look easy.
There's still opportunities here.
There we go. We're through on sights.
enabled.
Hockenberg's P2. It'd be amazing if we took first and second and it was Hulkenberg who joined us on the podium.
Ocon ahead. Gap 0.2.
And through we go. And through we go.
Okay, good job. That's currently P3. Hulkenberg car ahead. Gap ahead of 1.9.
We're only going to have a few laps where we're really, really quick, and then our pace is going to drop off quite alarmingly, I think.
Ocon has DRS.
Yeah, understood.
Car ahead is Sainz now. Let's go get him. Okay, we don't want to lose too much time.
Right, we're past Hulkenberg.
Yeah, good job. Got
Little
Norris
look at the back of Norris there.
Lift off, end of straight.
George recommend we start bringing the battery back up. Overtake is available.
There we go. George is through, and now we'll just drain that battery trying to break away. Still haven't got past Sainz yet.
Nice one.
Nice job, mate.
Recharge on.
And we dropped the DRS,
Suggest
I
reduce a
think.
bit, lift and coast.
Yes, we did. Just.
Starting to see signs of some overheating.
Overtake available.
So I need George to pump in some really quick laps now that he's got clear air. I need to get Oscar through ASAP.
Okay, that's Sainz ahead. Still plenty of opportunities. No hop done.
Come on, this is killing Oscar's race. How are we not able to punch through? Just don't have the pace. That's scary that we don't have the
Mind for
pace.
the recharge button.
And Norris is closing back up to George.
Suggest increased LICO.
Now we'll be cooling the tyres.
I think we've made a horrible mistake here trying to outrun them on these soft tyres. It's just not working. All right, Sainz has dropped out of DRS. Please don't get back in it again. Oh, he got back in it again, didn't he? No, he didn't.
0.8.
We think there's still opportunities.
Norris
there.
did, though.
It's not going to be long now, mate.
We are ready for you.
Yep.
Overtake available.
Oscar, suggest reduce a bit,
Right,
lift and
no
coast.
DRS for Sainz, I don't think. I hope.
Use overtake.
No, he didn't get it. Can I make the lunge in the braking zone? too far back. Oh man, what have I done?
Copy.
Oh, this is horrible.
Flat out.
I'll be mega quick, yeah, but I'm going to have to make up a 25-second gap. At the moment, I'm going to drop into like 18th place with George.
Plenty to play for.
That's too much traffic to fight through.
How's the time?
Front left struggling a bit.
Use overtake.
Copy.
And Oscar, call the PU where you can.
Copy. Copy.
Cool and calm.
I can't get through.
Copy. Copy.
I can't even stay ahead of Norris.
Do my best.
I should have gone the hards, or I should have just stayed in super protection mode, and I've melted these tyres so that I've got no way of taking these to the end. I have to stop again.
Copy.
I think I've committed race suicide here. I assumed that we would have so much more pace than we actually have got on those softs.
Got 0.7.
Deep breath. You're going to be okay.
Recharge on.
Yep.
I'm going to need to box Oscar very soon. He's going to drop out behind Gasly, potentially. I might, if I'm lucky, get out behind Stroll, but that's a lot of cars to try and overtake. I'm going to lose so much time trying to fight through the field.
Very good.
I have to get past.
Overtake available.
Copy.
And I just can't.
Okay.
Please get through. I'm going to cook my engine here if I'm not careful.
There are opportunities ahead.
Yellow flag. Please be something serious.
Could be a debris.
We've got a
Sergeant
yellow
and
flag here.
Stroll. The two Alpines having a little coming together. Sergeant hits Stroll as he bounced off the wall and then hits him again. While he was parked in the middle of the track. Oh my god.
Pack is low.
Okay.
Recharge on.
Yeah. Copy.
My feeling is we don't have the pace.
Box.
Yes, box.
And we still need more.
This is where I see just how much of a fuck up I've made here.
Yeah, roger.
There's a huge train of cars coming through. I will get out just alongside Joe. Oh, actually, yeah, come out behind him. And I actually lost the DRS as a result of that as well. So now I'm going to lose out to Stroll. Oh, my word. What a disaster.
Recharge on, recharge on.
Yeah.
Here comes George with 15 laps to go. I'm not confident. I'm really not confident. If I can get out in 7th, I've got a really good chance with George. I think I've completely screwed up Oscar.
Currently P7. Sonoda car ahead. R18 car behind. So gap behind 1.9.
Possibly you can reduce the light slightly.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to
Use
fight
the
through
overtake
this?
button.
They're just blocking the road.
Oscar, cool the car where you can.
Copy.
All right, there we go. That's 1.
Copy.
Maximum PU cooling.
Copy.
Pack is low.
Yep.
Focus on recharge.
Copy.
I had to see if I could punch through quickly.
Yeah.
I managed to gain a little bit. I'm 12.5 seconds off the back of Yuki here with George. All right, so Perez's box, that's cleared up one place. I'm in 14th.
Car behind is Joe. Joe 0.5.
You'd save Piastri, put it to hub. Yeah, I've had to. Need to rebuild the battery. I'm not going to get through without battery.
Copy. Okay.
So we'll keep the tyres cool. We'll keep the engine temps a little bit cooler if we can. Build up a little bit of extra fuel. What were Perez's tyres when he crossed into the pits? Oh wow, they were, yeah, they were bad. Gasly needs to box, Sargent needs to box, but they're behind. Bottas needs to box, he'll box this lap, that'll clear another car out of the way.
Okay, keep looking after the tyre.
Copy.
24 seconds off Norris. Such a big gap, we've got a yellow flag.
You are the fastest man on track.
130.8 for George. There goes Valtteri. What was the yellow flag for? I didn't see a notification for it pop up.
That is Stroll ahead.
Okay, we don't want to lose too much time. Currently P13, I believe.
Come on.
Next car is Stroll.
There we go. Got him. Right.
Car behind is now Joe. 2.5.
Straight onto Ricardo.
Copy. And recharge should be on.
Copy.
Use overtake.
Copy.
Recharge on.
Copy.
And through we go. No battery left
Focus on recharge.
for either driver.
Yeah.
George,
1:31.9. About 2 seconds a lap quicker.
Copy.
12 laps to go. 22. It's going to be so tight at that kind of pace. But our tyres will not sustain that level of pace that long. Sergeant boxes from behind us. Change that wing. No, they're not changing the wing. They obviously don't have a spare.
There's still opportunities here.
So Oscar, we can look after this time.
Yeah.
Suggest reduce a bit and lift at the coast.
Copy.
I think I managed to get in the DRS.
Key thing
I
is
did,
to keep
just.
the tyre in good shape. Keep the tyre in good shape.
Right, Russell's got the gap down to 3 seconds. Took another 2.4 seconds out of Norris.
Okay, use deploy.
Copy.
Let's see what pace you can do.
Pick clear air if you can.
Copy. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to give Ocon a huge helping hand in the driver's standings here. But at least they only have one Red Bull still in the race, so I'm not going to lose out too badly
0.4.
in the constructors.
There's still opportunities here.
Next car is Sonoda. With that gap ahead, 0.8. Keep your head down. We'll have overtake available.
Copy. Use overtake.
Copy.
Let's just manage these tyres.
Copy. Yeah, agree.
Engine issue for overheating. Need to get past Lawson quickly here.
No hob done. Recharge button on. More lift and coast. Oscar, fuel is okay.
I know fuel's okay, but my temperatures aren't. That's what's hurting my engine. I'm 31 seconds off the lead. There's no way I'm getting Oscar onto the podium. If I can get him up to Hamilton, I can call that
How's the tyre?
a success
Feel okay
of
so
sorts.
far. Copy.
And if you can just cool the tyres as much as you can.
Copy.
I'm going to have to work so hard to get a
So
win
Lewis
out
is
of George here. And just
Yep.
pray I can limit the damage with Oscar. That's it. Through you go, Hamilton.
And happy to pick up the pushing level. So happy to drop lift and coast.
Yeah, copy, all good.
Do we need to keep the lift and coast up a bit more now?
Yeah, copy.
There we go. That's another place gained.
So we roll.
This is good. That's P5. So Sainz ahead. 3.1.
Recharge on is good.
Copy.
Overtake available. Oscar, suggest reduce a bit lift and coast. Okay, recharge on is good.
All right, 10 seconds to Sonoda. It's going to be hard.
Push and hold, overtake.
Got a yellow flag.
Yellow's ahead, yellow flags.
Copy.
Crash for Logan. Again. You are such an idiot. You did not need to do that.
So Sainz is the next one. Head point 2.
Copy.
Charge the pack.
Just what I landed in.
This is good. So currently P4. Hulkenberg car ahead. Gap 5.7.
It's a temperature increase. No wonder I couldn't cool the engine. That's what the fault is. So I've just got to push it and hope it doesn't
It's
blow up.
getting worse.
Okay, copy. Oscar, we're going to wheel the car back into the garage. We think this is something that we cannot fix in the pit lane.
Oh my, are you kidding me?
5 laps remaining when you cross the line.
Lift off end of straight.
Got to try and keep him going if I can. My engine is slowly cooking itself. And it survived 5 more laps. I should have played it safe with Piastri because of the championship. I have no issues with, gambling with George, but I should have played it safe with Oscar.
5 laps.
My
remaining.
engine's still getting hotter. I might have to retire him, which would be disastrous.
And now just Hulk in front. So gap ahead 2 seconds.
So now I have to win with George to absolutely limit the damage in the constructors.
So happy to push now.
You'll start seeing smoke out the back of the car soon, I think.
Overtake is available. Just reduce your speed.
Copy.
Kind of feel bad for Hulkenberg because I'm going to take a podium position away from him here. Well, maybe. If he can get past Ocon, he can still get on the podium.
Four laps remaining.
Copy.
So car ahead now is Ocon.
I should just have got the DRS there, I think.
9.
I did. Thank God for that. ...122 degrees in the engine bay. It's getting bad. Three seconds to Sonoda.
Okay, maximum pace.
Gap 0.4.
Even without the fault, I don't think I could have got Oscar back on the podium tonight.
Currently P3. Gap 0.2. So Hulkenberg behind. Gap behind 1.7. Overtake available.
Okay, let's see if we can get past.
George recommend we start bringing the battery pack up. We think you can manage more.
Copy.
123. I'm waiting for that engine to go bang. Oh, puncture for Lawson. And it's at the beginning of a lap as well. Oh, he's going to be so slow as he limps his way around.
Next car is Sonoda. He's 1.3 behind.
Plenty to play for. Recharge on.
Copy. Two remaining.
124, I'm in the dirty air with the car in front. This is not good.
Look good. Currently P1.
Overtake available.
Yeah.
Cool and calm.
Off on, car behind. Yeah, 2.5. Nice work. Yeah, we just want to grow this.
Please. Please hang on.
Time management looks okay.
Yep. Go.
Pack is low.
Recharge on.
No, George is looking like he's going to win, which is excellent. That was my plan, was to give George the win tonight anyway. Not quite under these circumstances, but we are struggling just about keeping him alive. And we might yet even have a sniff of a chance at the back of Hamilton and Sainz here.
Oscar, you can reduce the LICO slightly.
George is home and hosed effectively. 4.5 seconds clear now. Looks like it's going to have to be a 7th place settle here.
Use overtake.
Copy.
Temperature up to 125. The car is going to make it. just.
And there we
We've
have
been
it.
a little
Russell
bit more
finishes in first place.
decisive cutting through the traffic with Oscar. He could have got past Hamilton and Sainz, I think.
Just the perfect end to what has been a thrilling race.
I pushed the engine too hard, just struggling to get through. George will take the win. Oscar will bring it home in 7th with a car that is trying to kill itself.
Okay,
So,
that's a check.
disappointing result there in terms of Oscar. He will pick up 6 points for 7th place, but Ocon's only going to get 15.
Yeah, thanks for the effort.
So we're only going to lose 9 points. We'll still have a 30-point lead
Use a reminder when you pull up. Engine
as
off.
we go back into the sprint season for the remaining races of the season. Russell, 26 points tonight for the win and the fastest lap. Norris in 2nd. Would have been better for George if Norris was behind Ocon, but it's better for Oscar that Ocon finished behind Norris. So George will extend his gap over Norris by 8 points. I think they were, 2 apart, 4 apart, something like that. So it'll be 10 or 12 points the gap now between the two. But the main talking point, apart from my weird strategy, double digits.
Today, it's
Win
George
10 Grand
Russell's
Prix in
time
one
to shine.
career.
An
George
inspired
gets his
strategy
10th
from the
win.
team there. What a well-deserved win that was.
That makes it
Or
all
is that
worth
just
it, doesn't
me
it?
as a team
Seeing
winning
your
10 Grand
team
Prix?
ready to share the celebrations.
I think it's that, yeah.
And right now, it's the British driver who proudly takes his place on the podium.
4 superb wins to their name now this year.
4 for
And
George,
it's been
6
a
for
pleasure watching them drive.
Oscar.
And you've got to think that Singapore will be buzzing now for many hours to come. Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
They'll be absolutely delighted to have picked up the win here. What a great outcome that is for the team.
And a big thanks to you all for joining us this weekend here in Singapore.
Coming up next, we'll be crossing the pond all the way to Texas for the twists and turns of the United States Grand Prix.
So then, confirmation of the final result. George does take that win and the fastest lap. 26 points going his way. Lando, 2nd, picks up 18 points. Ocon dropping to 3rd for 15 points. Hulkenberg missing out on the podium in the end, but still picks up a monster 12 points for Aston Martin. They really needed those points. And yeah, it's been such a weird season for Aston. They've been so quick and so slow, almost in like alternating Grand Prix here. Sainz gets 5th place. Hamilton gets some decent points for Ferrari after Leclerc's crash, and both of them qualifying outside the top 10. He comes home in 6th place. Oscar dropping to 7th. What can I say? Shouldn't have stopped him for a double soft. Should have just gone hard tyres, played it safe with him. We nearly destroyed his car trying to punch his way back through, and he had to settle in the end for 7th place. But it is damage limitation. I'd say we've only lost 9 points to Esteban, so that's not as bad as it could have been. Sonoda gets 4 places gained for 4 points, finishing in 8th. Porsche up into 9th, takes home 2. And Stoffel Van Dorn for Aston gets the final point. Let's take a look a bit further down. So it's Stroll in 11th. Ricciardo with an excellent, fight through the field from a 21st up to 12th there. 9 places gained. Same for Checo, starting from the back of the grid. He also gained 9 places. Bottas down 5 to finish in 14th, and Fittipaldi up 5, despite a bit of a weird afternoon for him. With that early collision with Verstappen. He finishes 15th. Gasly 16th. 17th for Verstappen. He's got to be demoralised. We need to scout him as well. Sargent in 18th. 19th, and with a penalty, is Zhou. 5 seconds added to his post-race time, which drops him behind Logan Sargent. Lawson finishes down in 20th place and a lap down. And then the retirements. Only 2 of them, and it was the most bizarre incident. Alonso and Leclerc coming together, taking each other out as Leclerc came out of the pits. And Stroll getting caught up in that, but was still able to have a decent finish as a result. He finished in 11th place. Crazy. Into the driver standings, there you see 6 points against 19. The gap is against 15. The gap's now just 30 points. We do still have a little bit of a lead as we go into the resumption of sprint season. Lots of points still up for grabs. George has now extended his gap to 10 points over Lando Norris, outscoring him by 8 tonight. Don't think he's going to be able to catch Ocon unless he starts winning lots of races. But we shall see what happens. Alonso, no points for him because of the collision with Leclerc. No points for him either. Those two now very much adrift of the top 4. Hamilton gets some points. He's on 99 now, 1 away from hitting his century. Then it's Tsunoda in 8th with 90 points. Pourchaire in 9th with 77. And Sainz rounds out the top 10 with 60 points, picking up 10 much-needed points this evening. Hulkenberg up 1 place into 11th with his 12 points tonight on 43 now. Then it's Ricciardo down into 12th, Bottas 13th, Lawson in 14th, Sargent 15th, 16th for Stroll, 17th for Gasly, 18th for Zhou, 19th up 1 place for Stoffel Van Dorn with that extra point tonight, ahead of Perez, who drops into 20th. Fittipaldi stays 21st and still bottom of the standings, Max Verstappen. In the constructor standings, we outscored Red Bull quite comfortably in the end there. 32 points for us, 15 for Red Bull. So we've opened up the gap to 124 points. And I think we now potentially have one hand on the Constructors' Championship. Drivers is another matter, but I think we are very close to being in a position where we are going to take the Constructors. Anything could still happen. As I say, a lot of points still available, but that is a big gap. And we do have pace. So even if we finish behind Red Bull in every race, I think we might have just about enough of a cushion. McLaren have 276 points. They pull away an extra 10 points over Ferrari there. Could have been worse if it hadn't been for Hamilton picking up some points. That gap is now 31 points. McLaren definitely slightly in the ascendancy with the last 6-7 races to go. Let's see. Mercedes have 137 points. They are a long way behind Ferrari. But they are pulling clear now of RB. That gap's up to 35 points. Aston in 7th have pulled away from Sauber. They are now 15 points clear of them, thanks to Hulkenberg and Van Dorn both scoring tonight. Then it's Haas with 20 points, Alpine with 15, Williams with just 6 points. In the fastest pit stops, we did get in there with both drivers. Look at that. 7th and 8th, so we pick up 10 points tonight. Let's see, McLaren get both cars in, so they pick up 33 points. Mercedes, just the one car in, that's 18 points for them. Ferrari picking up 25 points. 12 for Red Bull. Alpine picking up just the 1 point, so we've extended our gap over Alpine as well. Haas picking up a couple of points as well. Let's see. Ferrari go top over Red Bull by 12 points. Those two just back and forth every Grand Prix, it seems, at the moment. McLaren in 3rd on 310. A little far behind, but not too far behind that they are out of it yet. They themselves are not clear comfortably of Mercedes. Despite outscoring them by 15 points tonight, they're only 69 points clear. It's not a big gap at all. We have moved above Alpine. Finally, we are back into 5th place, 6 points ahead of them now. Aston stays 7th with 81 points. Then we've got RB in 8th, Haas in 9th, picking up another couple of points. Williams in 10th, Sauber in 11th. There you see that disastrous first stop there. Stuck wheel nut costing us 2.2 seconds there. Not ideal at all. There is a 2.0 for the second stop. Much, much better. And a 2.15 for the third stop. Not quick enough, but still quick. And then you look at George. He had a 2.0, a 2.1, and a 2.3. So the pit crew is definitely consistently getting some good times in now. So hopefully we can continue to score good points from DHL all the way through to the end of the season. I don't know if we can catch Mercedes. That's a big old gap, 111 points. I think more likely is that we're going to be fighting to hold Alpine off, but fifth is still going to be a decent little chunk of change at the end of the year. Speaking of which, we missed our payout with Oscar because he didn't finish in the top 7. I didn't even think of that. I was just thinking of points. Didn't even think about where he was going to finish as far as the sponsor targets. George smashing his target. So just half a payout today, 685 grand. Bit of a shame. Could have done with all of that money there, really. Pat Fry goes up to an 89 overall. And as always, we have some housekeeping to do. It's 25 days now until Austin. So we can progress to the end of this month, and that's probably where we'll call it. Just a reminder, I will not be streaming tomorrow night. I will be taking the evening off to do some trucking on my birthday. So there will be no stream tomorrow, but I will be back on Friday at the usual time for round 19 as we go to Texas for COTA, the Circuit of the Americas. Let's swap out some broken parts here. Thank you, Anthony. Rear wing, swap that out. There we go. I do need to make more suspensions now. I only have 2, no spares. So let's build 2 spares. Is that underfloor done yet? Yes, it is. So we're going to need another underfloor, another side pod, another chassis. Chassis is going to take the longest. So I don't have the money. I don't think I've got the money for any parts. Have I? That's 450. Underfloor might be 300. No, it's 400. I can't afford those. I am low on front wings. I have gone through those a lot quicker than I thought I would. I can make 1 front wing. So let's go ahead and do that. Down to 100 grand. Let's have a look at the cost cap. How much do we have left in our cost cap? I can't actually see that. Am I looking in the wrong spot? Oh, there it is on the right hand side. Big box. We still got $40 million in the cost cap, so we're absolutely fine. Oh, I don't get presents. I'm on my own. Wayne very kindly bought me a DLC for American Truck Sim earlier, and I got a box of chocolates from a friend who popped that round earlier today. But yeah, that's it. I mean, my PC is my birthday and Christmas present for the next couple of years, as far as I'm concerned. Given that thing, how much it cost, I'm very content, with that. Where am I? Oh yes, I need to check the facilities. Nothing has broken that needs our attention, which is good because we don't have any money. Let's advance time, get our scout reports back. So Alonso, his stats still looking pretty good. Look at his braking. The man is 45 years old. And he still has braking stats that are 93. That's crazy. All right, Hamilton. There's his baseline stats. What's his mentality like? If he's still demoralized, those are going to be massively reduced. It's not demoralized now. He is neutral, so he has picked up. So his stats are as they are in the scout report. I thought I'd seen his pace pick up. So, yeah, a couple of good races for him has helped reset his mentality and his pace, and he should be a bit more of a threat for points as the season goes on. Right, I want to scout Max because I want to see if he is still completely demoralized. I get the feeling he probably is. And let's take a look at Leclerc. Well, Leclerc's going to Red Bull. Leclerc going to Red Bull. He's leaving Ferrari. In car one, so he's replacing Ocon. So this is Ocon's last chance to try and win a title. And we might deny it. He's out of contract. He hasn't agreed terms with anyone yet. No, wait, hang on. He's in car two. Ocon's in car two. It's Alonso then. Alonso is leaving the team. Yeah, Alonso out of contract at the end of the season. God, can you imagine him going back to Ferrari and pairing it with Hamilton? I would not be at all surprised if that's what happens. The 2007 teammates back together again. That would be very interesting to see. Ferrari becoming almost like a retirement home with Hamilton and Alonso as well, the two oldest. Two of the oldest drivers on the grid. I don't think Hamilton is the second oldest, but it's got to be close. Let's have a look. Oh no, he is the second oldest. Look, so yeah, it would be a combined driver age of 86 if Ferrari signed Alonso. Hamilton is out of contract. He might not even be there himself. I wonder what's going to happen. I kind of want to look up and down the market and see who is going to be moving to who, but I want to be surprised for next season, I think. All right, let's advance time a little bit more. I wonder if someone's going to try and buy Max out of his contract. He does not have a break clause in his contract. So there's no buyout. Well, let's say no break clause. There's no buyout fee in his contract. So his salary is high. It's like 30 million, but there's no buyout fee. Or no multiplier anyway. That's a spare front wing. We're back up to, still at 100 grand. Peter Brabham goes up to a 90 overall. Lovely stuff. Chassis research project is complete. All right, here we go. Max. He is demoralized. That's his baseline stats. So, mid to high 90s in the important stuff, and then high 80s, a bit further down. And he is demoralized, so his actual stats are not as bad as I thought they would be, but still reduced. like that, I think he's worse than Oscar and George. Well, yeah, it's comfortably worse than Oscar. Is he worse than George? He is. He is worse than George. Let's compare him to Jack Doohan. His cornering stats are lower than Jack at the moment. His braking's better. His control is a lot worse. Smoothness is only just better. He's only 1 point better on adaptability. A bit better on the overtaking and defending. Slower in reactions and worse in accuracy. Oh man, that has really done a number on him this year at Williams. You know, Williams has done a number on Max this season. If he can get a decent result, he can help break out of that funk. But if he can't, his season's already over. But you know, he's just gonna just ride out miserable results for the rest of the year like that at this stage. That's crazy. Let me take a look at his contract situation. So he's earning 33 mil a year. He's got another 2 years to go after this season. He gets nearly $1 million for finishing in the top 15, but there's no cost to terminate his contract. If I were to offer him a contract, look at that. You know, it wouldn't cost me that much to actually get him. That's insane. But I can't afford to break George's contract. So we're going to offer George a new one. So we can get rid of that ridiculous cost to terminate fee. Let's see. Renewing contract means you should no longer have to pay the cost to break, but it's still offering me that. Look, that's an immediate start date next season. Yeah, there we go. So let's offer him 1 season next year, no breakout multiplier. See if it goes for it. I don't think he'll go for it, but we'll give it a go. Could have upped his wage a little bit, I suppose. It's just that termination fee. And because the other option is that we sign Verstappen for next season. Put Verstappen alongside Oscar. I've never ever used Verstappen in this game other than speed running through trophies on the PS4 version, you know, or doing the race replays and stuff like that. Never ever signed him in any version of the game, 22, 23, or 24. So maybe it's time I put my personal feelings aside and sign him. It would be a hell of a statement, wouldn't it? Ah, dear. Right. Let's get to the end of the month. Just a couple of days to go. Wind tunnel refurb is done. Drive development updates. Let's see. Have we improved? Oscar's a 90 overall now. He's gained another point in smoothness. That's good. No improvement again for George. Affiliates. Let's see. No improvement for any of our affiliates this month. There we go. Side pod research is done. We have 3.2 mil in the bank, so we will do a bit more research in just a second. Monthly car reports is not amazing in terms of just general grip in the cornering, but our dirty air performance is mighty. Tire wear is excellent. Engine cooling is not great. Not great at all. Top speed, average, acceleration, average. Red Bull have got a new underfloor and are working on a new chassis. Williams, no one can deny it. It's been tough. Yeah, it's been horrible, for them. They signed Max Verstappen and he is languishing at the bottom of the standings, just 2 points. Let's see, side pod research. Let's go straight away with another chassis. We are still a month away from another ATR period. We need to counteract the losses as much as we can. Go, and we'll get another side pod going as well. Don't really want to have to take away from the engine cooling, but need to mitigate the 10% loss as best we can. Right, there we go, 1.2 mil left. I'm going to hang on to that, I think. Actually, let me check my spares again. So I need a spare chassis, a spare underfloor, spare suspension. Building the suspension, let's get the chassis built. They are more likely to break than underfloors, and we will get... we've got, what? 2 spare front wings at the moment. Build another underfloor as well. There we go. So we're back to having no cash again. 280 grand is enough for a wing and not much else. Let's get the pit crew training done for the month of October. So should be 0 fatigue or just about 1%. There we go. Lovely. So once again, we're going to go with some very heavy gym training at the start of the month. Too much. Drop that down that way. Perfect. There we go. Then we'll go to Mexico. Well, I can maybe get away with half a day. Yeah, just about. So we'll get through to Barcelona. Sorry, Brazil. Barcelona. We'll get through to Brazil with 20% fatigue. That should hopefully carry us through, so we have very little fatigue going into the start of the Grand Prix itself. You can see normally we have a jump of about 12% there, which would obviously put us at 32. But because it's the start of a month, we might actually be in the well-rested category straight after Brazil, because the race day starts the next month, which would be really useful because that means we can get a good chunk of training in at the end of a triple header before we go into another triple header. So yeah, that is our training there. We will take another 0.04% off our mistake chance. We'll take another 200s off the pit stops and add another percentage point to car building. and that means we are now almost completely balanced on our training at 79 across the board, apart from car building on 78. We've really brought that up well this season. Aurelian has been superb for us this year. I'm going to change his training. Let's check in with our other guys as well. Yeah, we'll stay on that. On the downstream airflow, Peter Pedromo, let's take a look at him. We'll leave him on the downforce. We've already done Aurelian. Let's check in with our mechanics. Yeah, we'll leave him on that. Marcus. We'll leave him on that as well. Lovely stuff. And there we go. That is where we're going to call it tonight. We will pick this up again on Friday at the usual time, 8 p.m, for the final Brabham race of the week and the return of the sprints. And then I'll be doing some more F1 Manager with Porsche on Twitch on Saturday and probably Sunday as well. So hopefully you'll join me for those. As I said, in the new year, I am planning on starting a brand new Creator Team series on Twitch exclusively. But the replays will go up on this channel, maybe in a slightly edited form. So you'll have that to look forward to. That'll be a JBR team, Jim Bob Racing. And then we will play around with the different engine providers based on the different engine manufacturer logos I've been making, to become Works partnered teams. So we've got Ford, Honda, Lamborghini, Porsche, Maserati, Cadillac that we could choose from as an external sort of team to go with, and we can mix and match the engine. So Ferrari engines, but when we do Lamborghini, Mercedes, if we go Porsche engines, if we go with Honda, or if we go with Ford, then that would be the Red Bull engine. If we go with Cadillac, that would probably be a Ferrari engine. I need to come up with a Renault badge at some point. So when we do some Renault branding, if we use Renault engines for our first season, we'll see how we go with that. But yeah, that season, that series will be starting in the new year. So I will keep sort of reminding you of that as we get closer to it. If you are not yet subscribed to this channel, then please do think about subscribing. If you have enjoyed tonight's Grand Prix, please drop a like as well. The new channel will be getting content very soon. I know I keep saying this, but still having issues getting everything set up the way I need it. But we're getting closer and closer to new content, new PC content coming to the new channel. Link to that is in my links about section here on YouTube. So you can find a link to Jim Bob Plays, which is the second channel for PC games only. I will continue to keep putting PlayStation content on this channel. Not just this, but more Empire of the Ants and other games as well. And of course, I'll be starting to do Twitch a bit more frequently as well. This nightly live stream that we do here on YouTube will start to slow down once I start streaming on Twitch a bit more. But I will still do some live streams on YouTube for this series, and then the live streams will probably stop on YouTube once we finish this Brabham series, this Brabham Let's Play. We've still got probably one more season in us, before that happens. So it's not going away anytime soon. But again, if you haven't yet joined me on Twitch, again, in the About section on my page, on my YouTube page, you will see a link to my Twitch profile. So do go ahead and add me on Twitch as well. We are getting closer and closer to more consistent streaming on Twitch and more frequent streaming on Twitch as well. So will I be playing Flight Sim? I don't know. Probably not. It's one of those games that I wouldn't mind jumping into every now and again, but I don't think it's a game I could play on a regular basis. We'll see. I'm not ruling anything out at this point, but we are definitely going to be very truck focused to start with American Truck Simulator and Euro Truck Simulator as well. So there'll be a lot of that. I'm going to get some Frostpunk footage up there, both 1 and 2, once I get my hands on both of those as well. We'll probably do some Motorsport Manager as well. And on top of that, Golden Lap is another one that I'm looking at getting as well, which is by the same studio, Fun Selector, that did Absolute Drift Zen Edition here on the consoles and Art of Rally game, which I absolutely adored. So Golden Lap is kind of more in the mold, from what I understand, of something like the mobile versions of Motorsport Manager. It's unofficial, so you'll see some very interesting interpretation of tracks. But yeah, that will be coming at some point soon, as well as like the full PC version of Motorsport Manager. They'll all be going up on the new channel once I start getting footage recorded and edited and all that good stuff. So keep an eye out for those. And yeah, I'm going to jump off now. I'm going to have a nice relaxing day trucking tomorrow, and I will see you all again on Friday for the next round here with Brabham, round 19. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager very soon.